Hello, everyone. Welcome to the SavvyCast. This is Jamie, and I'm so glad you're here today, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast. I wanted to share just a few of my favorite tips and recipes for anyone who might be hosting a baby shower. I am hosting one here in a few weeks in August, and I've had several here. I've hosted myriad showers with friends. And the older you are, the more accustomed you get to being the host of the baby showers, because as you grow older, all of your kids and their friends start getting married and having babies. So at a point, you feel like you've got lots of tips, lots of tried and true recipes. And that's just what I wanted to share today. So I wanted to start by sharing something that I think is always good, no matter what sex you're celebrating, baby boy, baby girl. And this really even applies to any party. But I cannot tell you how much this is a game changer on several levels. And we're going to start with beverages, but a water dispenser. I cannot tell you how much I love, have used, and could not live without my water dispenser. And I now have 3, and they're wonderful on so many levels. But first of all, they can act as a centerpiece or part of your table decor, and they serve a purpose. So you're getting a twofer anytime you have a water dispenser. And I recently was in Dallas at a hotel. I haven't tried this yet, but I plan to. And they had the most beautiful water dispenser. I believe it was acrylic, but it was very, very tall. It was commercial because I actually tried to find one and it was commercial and it was very expensive. But it was filled with slices of jackfruit. And I had never seen anything like it. The jackfruit was huge slices of pink seeded fruit, and it filled up the dispenser, and it was just beautiful. Now, when I've done mine in the past, I've done lemon slices, lime slices. I've filled up water dispensers before with strawberries and then an assortment. So you're going to get something that's beautiful, and you're getting something that serves a purpose. So you don't have to put out water bottles, pitchers. You have it all in one. So I have got several dispensers that I'm going to link to. And guys, I'll link to everything in the show notes. I actually have an entire blog post on why water dispensers or water canisters are a good idea. And I link to all of my favorites. And guys, there's actually one. I just bought it. It's not upscale, but I think it's pretty. I think it can go from, you can dress it up or you can dress it down, and it's from Walmart. So if you're not really sure if you want one, this would be a great place to start. My favorite one is a Gottinger crystal, and it's just beautiful. And when you surround it with flowers or greenery, it's just exquisite. But you can get water dispensers of all prices, and I just think they're wonderful. I'm going to also share some photos from a recent baby shower that I did. And I actually have 2 water dispensers, and I have my punch bowl. And in one of the water dispensers, I believe it's peach tea. And I think it's like filled with lemons and the peach tea. Then I have one with fruit water, and then I have my punch. And I'm going to share with you my go-to punch for any shower. It totally made a gorgeous space at the beverage serving station. So all I had to do, because it was varying heights, but you had some height, you had the beautiful color from the fruit, and then you had your cups and your napkins, and that was it for the beverage station. I cannot recommend that enough. So I'll link to all of mine. Now, I'm going to get to my punch. When I grew up and when I was showered for my engagement and babies back in the day, and those of you who are my age and you grew up in a Southern community or were having church showers, you will remember just that sweet, sweet, sweet punch that was at every shower. There was the green punch that I believe maybe had pistachio pudding with some Cool Whip and ice cream. And then there were just those maybe Kool-Aid based. I have a recipe that Zane's mom gave me and everyone loved it, but it's Kool-Aid, lots of sugar, some frozen orange juice concentrate, pineapple concentrate. Those are great, but I think people today prefer water if they're going to drink a beverage to satisfy thirst. So that leads me to my choice of punch. And it's not one that you reach for because you're thirsty. It's one that you reach for because it's decadent. Everyone loves it. And it's coffee punch. Every time I serve this, people go crazy. They want the recipe. And this has been around for years. And many of you listening probably have your own recipe, but it's basically a coffee concentrate, or you can make it easier and you can buy cold brew that's already prepared. I did that at the last shower that I had. And guys, I'll probably do that from now on, because why go get grinds and soak them and make a concentrate when you can just go buy cold brew and use it? So either way, that's your base. And of course, you're going to sweeten that, the concentrate, the cold brew or the coffee concentrate. And then you just add milk. Whole milk is going to make it the best. Don't go lower than 2%. And then ice cream. And then you can add Cool Whip or whipping cream if you like. It's so good. And the ice cream, you just cut it into big chunks where it floats and it melts. And it's just like the most fabulous Frappuccino, frappe. It's fabulous. And you put it in a punch bowl. You can garnish it with chocolate, but you just serve it with your punch glasses and people love it. So I actually have a blog post for that. Going to be linking to all of this, but that is always a hit. There are your beverages. You have water, fruit water. And if you like, you can add another beverage like tea or citrus punch, but I would not do the coffee punch and the citrus punch. I would just do a tea and a water and then the coffee punch. And the coffee punch is what many women will just choose as their dessert. They'll do that and a few nuts or maybe a few finger sandwiches, and that's it. They may not opt for the cake, but it's just so good. So I'm going to link to all of that. And now I'm going to get into just a few go-to appetizers or finger foods that you can make. Most of these can be made ahead, and they're perfect for showers because you can just pick them up. You don't have to have a knife, or you don't have to have a lot of prep. But the first one is a Southern tried and true, and it's sausage balls, sausage cheese balls. I have a recipe, and all sausage ball recipes are sort of cut out of the same cloth. Mine does use the Bisquick. I use 2 cheeses. I use white sharp and yellow sharp just to give a little interest. And then I think I usually try to finish with a little Parmesan. But the beautiful thing about those is you can make those ahead, and you can either make them ahead and freeze them before baking. And then the morning of, you can bake them. My preference is to go ahead and bake them. Just make sure you don't overbake them. And then I freeze them the day before the shower. I'll just take them from the freezer and put them in the fridge to let them thaw overnight. You don't have to do that. You can bake from frozen. It's just going to take a little longer. So either way, you can thaw them in the fridge overnight and bake for probably 45 minutes. And you're not really baking, you're reheating. If you've thawed them, I'm sorry, it would take probably 20, 25 minutes. If you bake them from frozen, it will probably take 45, maybe an hour, but they will be hot and fabulous. And they'll be one of the things that disappear quickly, because who doesn't love a sausage cheese ball? That is a go-to. And growing up, I don't think I ever attended a shower that was not on the table. So that's just a great one to have in your back pocket. There are 2 things that you can either, of course, go buy, and there's so many great options at the grocery store and at local restaurants. But if you want to make your own, it's chicken salad and pimento and cheese. Those are just go-tos at baby showers or, well, at showers in general. if I'm having a shower here and I'm going to do chicken salad and pimento and cheese finger sandwiches, I'm not going to make those myself. I'm going to go to Alsler's or Magic Muffins here in Birmingham. They're just known for theirs. Those require more time than I'm going to spend, because not only do you make the chicken salad, you make the pimento and cheese, but there's a lot of precision required to making those sandwiches look right. Of course, you put them between pieces of white bread and you cut off the crusts. But if you buy them from a bakery or a place that does them all the time, they're going to be perfectly symmetrical. There will be no crust, but the bread is not going to be smushed. Anytime I've tried to cut those into rectangles, they're misshapen and they just don't look like something I would want to put on the table. So if I'm going to do finger sandwiches, I'm going to buy those. But if I'm going to do pimento and cheese or chicken salad with crackers and just put out a buffet like that, just like a little tray with different assorted crackers and assorted dips, like chicken salad, pimento and cheese, I will make my own. And I'll link to 2 recipes on the blog. And one is my curry chicken salad. It is so good. Now, I will tell you, I've had trouble finding my favorite Major Gray's mango chutney. It was Virginia Chutney Company. I think they're selling through a third party now, and I have not found anything, guys, that I like as well as them. And the chutney is important because it's just a key component. You don't want a bad chutney. So I've really not been making my curried chicken salad really over the last few months, and until I find a Major Gray mango chutney that I love, I'm probably just going to tweak this to make a normal chicken salad, which is what I've done. I'll just make it per the recipe and omit the chutney and the curry. I'll maybe add grapes or just tweak it to be a normal chicken salad. If any of you have a wonderful, wonderful Major Gray's mango chutney, please message me. I would love to know what it is. But that is something that's not difficult to make ahead. I would make it one day ahead, maybe 2, and then just put it in a beautiful, whether you're using silver, you may be leaning toward using crystal for all of your serveware. It's great to just put out with all the crackers and the fruit, and people love it. Same with pimento and cheese. And I have a pimento and cheese recipe. It's basically slightly adapted from Southern Living. And you can also find fabulous pimento and cheese. There is Callie's Hot Little Biscuits pimento and cheese that you can now get at Costco. I think Palmetto Farms is great. And both of those are a great price point. And all you have to do is take the top off, put them in a beautiful container, and you're good to go. So both of those are filling. You just put them in a beautiful bowl and you just serve them with crackers, fruit, and that's so easy. And it doesn't require a knife. It's just super easy. And now, even though most people, they want to buy, well, today you see a lot of things. You used to almost always see a cake. Sometimes when you had the slices, you would pull out the little pieces of ribbon and there would be like some sort of charm at the end. That's always a fun activity. But more and more, I'm seeing people opting for baby bites or pedophores or something that doesn't require slicing a cake, because that is a little messier. It's a little more difficult, takes a little more time. So if you want to do a cake, but also have some other sides, because cakes are expensive if you buy them from the bakery, you're probably going to at least pay $50 for a cake, even a smaller one. I have a white cake mix cake that is absolutely fabulous, and you can make it in layers. I like to make mine in 6-inch layers because that makes a tall, slim, petite cake. I have had people message me that they have used that recipe for weddings. I have made an Easter cake out of this recipe for so many years, and I actually even once had a guest ask me if that was leftover wedding cake. It's super duper easy, And the secret to making it taste like a bakery cake is lots and lots of almond extract. But anyway, if you want a cake that's beautiful, and if you know how to decorate it, I do have pictures on the blog where I made a naked cake, which that's easy because all you do is you just sort of scrape the sides and it doesn't require a lot of skill. Now, if you want to ice it completely and decorate it, that's something that I can't do. But either way, the recipe is easy. And then if you're able to ice it in a way that you think is pretty and you put it on a pretty platter, then you have a lovely cake. You can put strawberries or fruit around the bottom and you have a beautiful cake. You would probably spend maybe $15, maybe $20 on that as opposed to a bakery cake. And then if you do that, you can have some other sweet treats. And I've got two on Family Savvy that I think people love, and they're easy and they're make ahead. One is the strawberry brownies, and people love those. That would be if you're having a baby girl shower or a wedding shower, because of course they're pink. But the sister brownie to that, that's just as easy, but that you could use for boy or girl shower. And it is a it is a lemon brownie made from lemon cake mix. Both of those get rave reviews from people who've made them before. So that's just another colorful, easy, make ahead sweet treat that you can put on a platter, and it's just so easy, and it costs pennies. So all of these things, these are just a few of the things that I have done over and over that don't cost much, that are pretty. And as long as you have lovely serving pieces, which if you're hosting a shower, you've got hostesses and you can just let everyone pull their serving pieces. You almost always can get either all silver, or somebody's probably going to have a silver punch bowl or crystal punch bowl. So that's where you really want to pull from all your resources to get your beautiful serving pieces. And of course, you want someone who can do flowers. Now, my friend Deborah, who we almost do all of our showers together, she always does the flowers. She does a beautiful job. I am not a flower arranger. I can do just for my house, just the flowers that I have around, but she knows how to do those flowers. And then you've always got the person that is in charge of the gift, and that's another thing that you want to delegate. And then there's usually that person who is going to do the invitations. That's an expense, and that's more time, and it's a little bit of administration. And that's one thing that I never volunteer for. And bless the people who volunteer for that. My friend Marie Marino did the invitations for both of my daughters' bridal teas, and she does not know how much I appreciate her, because that is a chore. Printed invitations, getting addresses, that's a chore. It's a labor of love. So those are some things to think about, but I just wanted to share a few of my food tips, things that you can do ahead of time easily and that will make for a nice table to celebrate the mom to be and the baby to come. And I would love to hear from any of you if you have any great tried and true recipes, tried and true tips, anything that would be helpful. I always love hearing from you all, because I have learned that I have some very, very savvy friends on the other side of this microphone, and I always love hearing from you. So until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the SavvyCast. If you'll take the time to rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, that would mean so much. As always, thank you for listening, and have a blessed day.